The U.S. Supreme Court confirms the leak of a draft opinion. That draft indicates the justices will vote to overturn Roe v. Wade. That decision from 1973 legalized abortion in the United States.
The court says the draft opinion is not final, but if the court does overturn Roe v. Wade, it would be up to each state to legislate abortion rights.
Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel says women in the state will die under a 1931 felony abortion ban, which is why she says she's refusing to enforce it.
The ban would make abortions illegal and criminal in Michigan if Roe v. Wade were to be overturned. 13 on your side's Carla Byron joins us now. And Carla, this abortion law could be changed, though, at any time.
Yes, but there would need to be a majority of legislatures in both the House and Senate to support it, and then the governor would sign it. The Michigan Supreme Court could also rule it's unconstitutional, or the voters could decide this November.
I want every Michigander to know that no matter what happens in D.C., I'm going to fight like hell to protect access to safe, legal abortion in Michigan.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer filed a lawsuit last month asking the Michigan Supreme Court to resolve whether the state constitution protects the right to abortion. She's brought the case against multiple county prosecutors to try to enjoin them from enforcing the 1931 felony abortion ban if Roe v. Wade is overturned.
In the governor's case, the Michigan Supreme Court could rule that this statute is unconstitutional. Otherwise, to repeal it, you would need to have obviously a majority of legislators both in the House and Senate. And then, the governor has indicated she would simply sign it.
However, the state's Republican-controlled legislature isn't likely to do so. The Michigan Right to Reproductive Freedom Initiative may also appear on the November ballot in Michigan. Nessel says it needs 425,000 signatures by July 1st, after which time the legislature has 60 days to decide whether or not to pass it. And if it doesn't, it'll go on to the November ballot.
If it passes, then 750.14 will be unenforceable again in Michigan, because we will have as a constitutional provision that these reproductive rights, including the right to abortion, and that would supersede this statute.
And Nessel says this issue should be in the minds of voters come this November. Of course, if it were to make it on the ballot. Her message is there's one party willing to protect women's reproductive rights and one that isn't. Now, the formal decision on Roe could be released by mid to late June, towards the end of their session year, but it could come earlier than that. Juliet.
Thanks, Carla. Michigan is one of 22 states that have laws that could be used to restrict the legal status of abortion. 9 states, including Michigan, are certain to ban abortion based on laws passed before and after Roe v. Wade. 13 other states have so-called trigger laws, which would ban all or nearly all abortions if Roe would be overturned.